Hey, are you anywhere between 3 to 6 to 9 months on your journey and you probably started with a high top starter locks and you want to move over to a full head of locks? In today's video, I'll be showing you the absolute best way of doing that, of moving from high top starter locks to a full head of freeform locks. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm Emmanuel from Locs, bringing you yet another fantastic video about freeform locks. So it has been about 4 weeks now and I haven't posted a new video since then. Here's why. Actually, I've been working on a business. Remember, prior to getting fired, sometime back last year, I had these ideas of building my business, and that's what should be running through your head. One of the things that I promote is being independent, okay? Living the gynocracy, alright? Living your life, according to your terms. Fixing your own work conditions. And I came up with this, okay? Box Rice. It's actually a food delivery service. If you like, it's a mobile restaurant. And what we do is we have one meal on the menu. It's fried rice and chicken, okay? So, we're working on that. We're just about a few days, a week in, and it's quite challenging, but we're getting there. Okay. So today we'll be talking about the best way of going from a high top starter locks to a full head of freeform locks. All right. The first way of doing it is by having a skin head. That is starting from scratch. You probably had a high top, okay, and then later on in the course of the journey you realize that you don't want to get high top dreads, but you want a full head. So what do? You go for a skin head. That means you actually shave off everything and start from scratch. It's quite a radical approach, but that's if you really want to start a brand new lock journey. Okay. The second way of doing this is by trimming the high top down, okay, to the current level of the hair that you have on the side. What does that mean? Because that's exactly how I started off, right? I had a high top fade, and that's when the call came to me to start freeform locks, and I was like, no. So one way I could have done this was by trimming this right here, right? By trimming the top and bringing it down to the same level that you have at the side. Right? That means if the hair on your side, if you have some growth, all you need to do is you trim the top right here so that you can meet up with the same level and have the same level with the hair that you have on the sides, and then you can pick up from there. This approach is less radical, right? And it's more acceptable because then it allows you to develop your starter locks, okay, and you don't have to start from scratch, with the skinhead approach. Right. The third thing that it does is that it gives you a head start into your journey. Okay. You don't have to lose all of your hair, but it gives you a head start, so to speak, into your lock journey. And you can kick off from there, from the starter lock mode, and then you kick off from there. Right. Now, the third, and which is my best, and which is the approach I've been following, because like I tell you, I started off with a high top fade. The third way is by doing nothing. You just do nothing about it. That's my absolute best way. I need to let you know this. I actually had, in the real sense of the word, I had a mohawk on, right? It was a very discreet mohawk I had. If you looked at it from the front, it's just like I had a regular high top fade, but it was actually a mohawk, a little mohawk I had. So at the time, I love basketball, and one of the persons I admired a lot was Harden. Okay, James Harden. So. Is it James? Yeah, James Harden. Yeah. So this mohawk, and then what happened is I wanted at one time then in the course of the journey to move over to a full head of freeform locks. So I didn't want a skin head, no. I didn't want to trim the high top either. So the best approach, the best option I had was to just do nothing about it. Allow the hair on the side, as you can see right here. It's not bad so far. It's not bad so far. So all I have to do is allow the side hair catch up on this one. All right, and it's quite an effortless process, because you just have to do nothing about it. You're just passive and you just let it do its thing. But the other thing is that it tests your patience the most. Oh yeah, the most. Let me tell you why. When you're growing and when you decide to allow the side here to catch up on this one on the top, what happens is it starts getting very messy on the sides. You see, right now at least I've caught up with it, and so it's a little thick now, right? Before then it would form these little knots here, whereas this one is already grown, so it looked very messy. And at that moment you're tempted to go for a fade. Several times I've had friends, with my girlfriend, and suggest to me that I should go to the barber and have a fade on the side here, right? I could keep this one but have a fade right here, but I didn't think that was right, because I was like, no, I want to have a full head, and even if it has to be messy here, then I have to deal with it. The second thing is that it takes time, so much time to bud. The budding phase here, yeah, it's just now that it's beginning to form little buds here and little lock balls, as you can see right here, you see. So, and one of the reasons is because when you're going to bed, right, the pressure, you've got a lot of the pressure on the sides with respect to the top right here, okay? So what happens is that in the course of time, it's difficult to actually meet up, and it takes a little more time to bud. But one way of overcoming that, okay, is by having a good morning routine. If you have a good morning routine where you hydrate the lock and you sort of wake up the lock every time you wake up, what I do is I have my spray bottle, I put water. I showed you how to do it in one of my videos, and what that does is that it kind of wakes up the lock. All right, because of pressure all night, what happens is the sides tend to be pressed on more. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to wake up, you hydrate the lock, and then you kind of wake them up, right? And that's it. That's how it goes. So that's all I had for you today. I just shared with you 3 ways of going from high top starter locks to a full head of locks. I'm not there yet, but as of now, I'm really proud. I'm happy about my progress so far. So it's catching up on the high top. So the first approach is by doing the skin head. It's radical. You're starting from scratch. The second way is just to trim the top, so that you can be even with what you have on the side. And the third way is by just doing nothing. You just let the hair on the side catch up on this one, and which is my best approach so far. So I want to congratulate you on your journey so far. I'm now probably on my 9th or 10th month right now, so and I'm rocking it on. So let's stay locked, guys, and see you on the next one.